Are going to go up um, a few hundred points. I've fallen way deep into uh, the silver bracket because I'm not good at this game. Uh, I firmly believe that there's a talent here and that not anybody can do this. And I absolutely despise the whole, well, it's just time. Just get up. You're good or you're not good. You play the game well, you read your opponents, you do. I know, I mean, I'm not saying experience isn't a factor, right? Because it 100% is. But it's not the sole factor. I have played the shit out of this game and have gotten no more consistent period. I plateaued at silver. So to listen to people say you must I just don't believe it. I feel like people are good and there are people who are not good. You know? But that's also because a fair amount of salty around all of this, right? Legit, it is hot as F. And I don't. Let's turn this down a little bit. And let's wait 20 minutes for a match to lose. I think eventually we'll, I don't know, man. Maybe we'll head over to Twitch. I don't know. What's up, Cheese? My cat also says good morning. Cat, please. Kitty, listen. Stop it. Just stop. You have all the food in the world. You have water. You have a roof over your head. You have everything you want. Please.
Hi, Chills.
What's up, friend?
I'm actually right now.
Win this battle, and you'll have a 5-win streak. in ranked match.
Okay, okay. Taking the dogs out, not a bad idea.
What's up?
I said taking the dogs out, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Round 1.
I'm looking at that.
Fight!
It has a lot of really interesting terms in it that I have used a bunch.
Impudent fool. Round 2. Fight! I'll show you!
Psychological.
I'll show you! Final round. Fight!
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. A lot of good stuff, too.
You win!
Woo.
You've got a 5-win streak in ranked match.
Round 1. Fight! I'll show you! You blight my vision! Round 2. Fight! I'll show you! You lose. Round 1. Fight! Impudent fool. Round 2. Fight!
We're back to losing. Let's go. Let's go. No anti-air there. Could have anti-aired. That must have been a little too far, which is fine. Hey! What up, boss? We're gonna just do as much damage as we can here. Really? What the fuck? Oh, that makes me so mad, dude.
Final round. Fight!
Well, it's always a pleasure to have you around, bro. My meaty timings are clearly off. Are you kidding me? Almost.
I'll show you!
Please.
I'll show you!
Yeah, okay. How did that not work? Like, I don't understand how that didn't work. We won it.
You
We won it.
win!
Los, I hope you have a good day at work, brother, and I appreciate you coming by. You know how it is. We just out here right now. It's been a long time since I played Street Fighter, so I don't expect a lot of myself right now. I went on a little streak, but it's definitely not something I expect a lot of. We're just kind of settling back into what Street Fighter is supposed to be about. I'm gonna go ahead and go something light musically, just some light. This is that guided meditation shit, right? You're coming up to the snow-capped mountain. The brisk air flowing through your hair or over your crispy bald head, if that's what you are. Just bask in the chill, in the ambience. Eddies of snow just at the corners of your vision. This is that. We're gonna do this one day. Fuck ASMR or whatever. We're gonna do guided meditation with chills one day. The sun peeking out from behind perfect white clouds, illuminating all of the joy there is to be seen on the horizon. One day, bro. Hey, don't sleep on guided meditation, man. It's the shit. Like, guided meditation's super awesome. Um, it's kind of like hypnosis, though, right? Like, it may not actually be real, but if you're open to it, you're gonna find yourself under the power of suggestion. And what suggestion is better than just fucking relax, right? So, oh, it's coffee. It's coffee. That's all it is. It's not late enough in the day to start drinking yet. I got a big old tankard of coffee this morning. My wife doesn't know it, but I got a little something in the cut to sip on while she's at work. We'll see how it goes. So what I'll probably do is this for the first half of my day, and then I'm gonna go out and take care of some errands, and come back and maybe face cam and do some WoW or some auto chess or something. One day, Lois. Hey, people don't know, man. I got some hidden talents. When I do, when I actually do therapy, right? That's one of the things that, like, I have to do because. So I'm gonna give you a small amount of background on me, right? I'm like 6 feet, and I'm somewhere in the vicinity of 240 pounds. I got dreads. Like, I'm a big black dude. So a lot of people, when they are in a crisis already and they see me, they're like, "Holy fuck, am I gonna get my ass kicked?" Right? So I have to be really, really calm, and I have to drop my voice an octave. So going from here to here is like second nature to me, right? Being able to bring it down, help people calm down, and give them this register of my voice is... So, I do that. And if you ever hear me in voice, like, that is my...
70th match against Karine Kojiki.
Fuck. It's Karine! So, if you ever hear me drop, that's why, right? Because, like, when people are in crisis, or when people are...
Round one.
I immediately do that.
Fight!
It's just something that... Oh, no. Karen is getting ready to beat my ass. Yo, this is actually Punk? Yeah. Punk? Yeah. That's for real.
I can
like,
see right through you.
Round two.
When I'm at fight, I have to. It's actually...
Weak.
Alright, well, I will... So I plan on... I plan on playing auto chess and streaming it, actually, so that people who know more about what they're doing can tell me what I'm doing. Let's go! We got one, boys. We got one, boys. We got one on this Karine, boys.
Final round. Fight!
10 to 4:30, bet. Why? Why? I don't understand why that didn't work. I'm new as shit. Like what? Okay. 3 dashes? You don't give a fuck about nothing. These buttons are so dumb. Yeah, in terms of auto chess, I've played maybe 4 matches, and the highest I've ever gotten is probably like 6th. There was one match where I think I might have gotten 3rd, but I had to leave, and my wife was like, "We have to go right now," and I was like, "But but so I had to tell guys.
Round 1.
My mom's saying I have to go inside now. Like, I don't know what to do with this fucking Karen. That's not what I meant. And you're laggy? Like, and you're laggy? Take that. Okay, we got the win, but it was ugly. It was an ugly win.
Round 2.
Alright.
Fight. Say.
Hello? Oh my. Whatever, bro. Like, what? I can't. Playing Karen where she
Final round.
teleports here and there is not a fight. Like, of all the characters that can be teleporting, fucking Karen Kanzuki, like, come on. Karen is unbelievable. I can't, there's nothing I can do. That's why I have so much fun playing this
You
game.
lose.
When there's nothing you can do. So yeah, I feel like auto chess it could be a lot of fun. It's another one of those games, right? Like, I don't know, man. Auto chess seems to be interesting, but it's so RNG dependent. And like, if you're new and you don't really know how to not commit but still be viable until you figure out like what's coming up, it seems really, really difficult. Because I mean, I don't know. Every match that I've played, like I've won a couple matches, right? But I've never got close to like winning overall. Like even I had one match, the match where I had to leave, I was dominating early game. And like for the majority of my early game, I was doing really good. I played Warriors, and everything was coming up. But then mid to late game, like I had Warriors decked out, and I was just getting mopped, and it didn't make any sense, and I don't understand like why. But I also am not in the point in the game where like I can look at units and see what they are and know like, oh, that's this unit, he does this thing, or, you know, oh, they're building this way. I have no fucking idea. I just decided I would try and pick Warriors. But that was as close to doing well as I've ever done. This game, Street Fighter, it's just garbage, right? It's just trash. I'd love to be able to say that, like, offline I could, if I put a lot more effort into the game, I could go, we have meetups and shit locally, and everybody there is like tournament. They win like their local tournaments. They're like master ranked and above, and it's just there's no fun because there's no hope of you winning. Like it's when people. And you'll hear this like on Twitter and shit, where people say things like, "I got beat for so long before I got good at this game." I just don't agree. Like, if you're diamond, if you're anywhere above gold, right? Shut the fuck up. Like, nobody wants to hear about your struggle because you're not struggling. You're above. You're like in the top 10% of people who are playing this fucking game. So stop it. Like, quit it. So yeah, Mr. Diamond, it must be really tough for you to get to Ultra Diamond, but who gives a shit? Like, when you're playing people who travel around and play this game professionally. So yeah, it's supposed to be difficult, right? Like Daigo is like Ultra Diamond or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like these people, you're in the upper echelon of skill. I'm not. I'm in the lower echelon of skill, and I still can't win consistently. So when you tell me like you're bad, like hearing Spliced Helix and I'm terrible, shut the fuck up. Like no, you're not, right? Or Brutus, I'm so trash. Like shut the fuck up. No, you're not. Having all that said though, it's really good being good at games. Auto chess is another one. I think that it would be really fun if you had like a grasp of the game and you could like tell, okay, I chose elves this time because elves were coming up and it looks like this person went this way, so they're probably going to beat me more than, you know, I just made a bad choice. Like I could chalk the game up to that, right? But I just don't like getting mowed down and having no idea like what in the world is happening. And that seems to be the big deal in the beginning stages of most games that are PvP. You just kind of like get your ass kicked and you have no idea what's going on. Economy types, classes, levels, yeah, see the placement game, I didn't even know. Like I had no idea that placing your shit on the, because everything seems to move anyway, right? Like as soon as you place things on the board, shit starts jumping around. So I never thought that placement mattered. Economy makes sense to me. Types and classes make sense to me. The leveling system, because you're buying levels, like, I guess, that kind of makes sense to me, and, like, how many things you can put on the board. But in terms of strategy and how that changes with different choices that you make, dude, I got no clue. It'll be really interesting to kind of... I'll probably stream that one on Twitch. The only reason I stream on YouTube is because of Dre, right? And Dre's kind of a unicorn these days. Like, you'll see him, he'll be like, "What up, guys?" And then, like, a day or 4 later, he's just not around. So, I'm sure he's sorting out shit in his life, and that's cool. But that's the only reason I'm on YouTube. Like, I don't... Like, on the off chance that Dre might want to come in here and say something, I've switched platforms. Because I love that dude. Like, that's my dude. But having that said, like, with auto chess, he's not really that interested in that sort of thing, so I'll probably, like, face cam and stream that on Twitch. But yeah, I really want to learn about, like, how to place things, and what goes in your front line, and what goes in your back line, and why, and... Because I see a fair amount of, like, different strategies and shit. And I don't really understand it. It just looks different from mine, and then I get mollywopped. So I see all these weird abilities going off. Like, I think Tusker's the coolest fucking thing in the world. When I did Warriors, watching Tusker, like, Falcon punch something off the board and then it fly back on and take damage, I thought that was amazing. I really like Warriors, but only because I associate that with success, because that's the best game I've ever played, was when I was collecting Warriors. Oh, sorry about that. Oh yeah, items don't make any sense to me either. Like, there was one game where I was trying to focus on, like, putting items on people that may use it, but you have like 15 seconds to do shit. Right? So how do you look at all of that and have a working understanding of all of it in 15 seconds? That seems insane to me. Like, it just kind of forces you to pick something and just go with it. And, like, not to try and adapt with the game. Like, you got 15 seconds, dude, so just make a decision. Like, hurry up. That shit is wild.
Round one.
I fought this guy 3 or 4
Fight.
times. He beats me. Okay. I have no footsie game. I agree. Yup. Caught him. Caught him. Auto chess is a game I feel you gotta research aside from actually
Round 2.
100%.
Fight.
And I feel like with a game like that, the meta just kind of keeps going, right? And that's really tough. What? Hello? How? Let's go! Yeah, exactly. See? Exactly.
You win.
So yeah, they rotate characters too. So there's like a changing meta. Like, what the fuck? 15 seconds. Like, you have, it might be 30. Well, by the time I look around at the board, like, I have 15 seconds. I can't focus on all of those things in that short amount of time.
Round 1.
I don't know that Dre knows how much, like, we fuck with that dude. I really don't think he knows. I'll take that. I'll take that. No. That should have hit, but okay.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
I don't agree. Okay. Not too big a point in looking at other people's boards for too long. Just get a basic grasp of what they're aiming for. That makes sense. I can't get up with that. How? I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do.
You lose.
So yeah, I think auto chess has a lot of really interesting theory crafting where you kind of look at the different like bonuses that you get, and it makes a fair amount of sense. Right, that makes sense. What the fuck? Wow. My man whiffed a jump and a button and still got down
Round 2.
before I did to jab me.
Fight.
What the fuck? This game is so goddamn dumb. Yeah. No. It makes perfect sense why you can do whatever you want. What? Of course, that never works. Get that ass in the corner. What? As much damage as I can get. Alright. Got one.
Final round. Fight.
That ass back in that corner, boy. No. I could. Damn. Fuck is you talking about? All right. Can't believe I beat this.
You win.
Beat him 2-1, which is pretty interesting. The Akuma mirror is no fun, right? But I can't really judge that sort of shit because I am not a good enough player to say what matchups are tough and what I just get my ass kicked. Okay, so I think that's another thing about games like Auto Chess and where I don't know if I'm losing to the player or if I'm losing to like the matchup. Does that make sense? I think in Auto Chess it may be a little bit more, it may be easier to tell once you start getting an understanding of what different troops do as in relation to what you choose. So Yosh was telling me how to do elves, right, last night. I played a couple times, and he was like explaining that elves are just the easiest thing to put together because basically anything with elf after it like is gonna work. The synergy is just elves, so it's not like elf warriors or elf this or that. It's just elves. But that's also like a bad thing because you're committing yourself to this one buff when you could be committing yourself to a few different ones, and other people when they build, they're gonna find themselves with more like stacked buffs because their party is more like diverse. And I mean I didn't really I kind of understand what he's saying, but I don't fucking know, dude. Like that's just, this game it's so deep, and also you have so little control over what actually happens on the field. So you can place things all over, but like if your units don't attack the right things in the right order, and like so it just seems like there's a lot of randomness in it as well, which is really it really balances out, I guess. Right, you have to pick the units and arm your units and put items on your units and place where they are, but then it's random which units come up and it's random how they attack. So it's super strange, and I want to get into it to the point to where I feel like I at least understand what's going on. But I just want a game that I can suck at and still have a good time. Like, where are those games at? I feel like WoW is the only game that I've played that you can, like, not be good at it and still progress and have a good time, like, playing the game. Every other game, it's like you're constantly losing unless you're amazing. And who wants to do that? Like, I don't know. So We have been streaming for 40 minutes and change. If you are here, if you stop by, if your name is A4 Los, you are the greatest. I appreciate you hanging out with me. This is what we do. I'm trying to make a little bit of a stream schedule, but I work so much that it's kind of difficult. So whenever I can, I get there, right? I have a toxic habit of wanting to get good at shit. I'm with you. Like, I'm with you 100%. That is, I mean, that's what video games are all about nowadays, right? Like, that's what we do. Try and get as good as possible at whatever you're interested in. And if it's against other players, it's really difficult. The fact that I have 7 opportunities to lose makes me hungry to win. You have absolute. So I think a lot of it has to do with your self-confidence, right? Like, it's yeah. I just, there's a lot of shit. I mean, there's shit going on with my family. There's shit going on at work. I think I said it in Discord probably about a week or so ago. Like, my dad's on his last legs. His kidney function's real bad. We're trying to scrape together some money so I can fly out there and see him. And like, the big decision is, do I fly out twice, right? Because when he passes, he specifically asked me to fly out there and help my mother with the funeral and all that shit, right? But also, he's alive right now. So I want to see him, right? Like, but I gotta fly to Connecticut. It's gonna be about, you know, between $500 and $700 if I stepped on a plane 2 weeks from now. It'd be more like 800 plus to go like tomorrow, right? If I wanted to like just drop everything and go, it'd cost me almost $1,000 to stay out there for a day. So if I left like Sunday and came back Tuesday, it's like $800. It's some ridiculous amount of money, right? And they don't know how much time he has left. So if I go out and see him and I scrape together that money, then it's possible that I'll have to turn right back around when he passes and do the same thing, right? And so it's like, financially, I've been working like crazy and just trying to like shut everything. I haven't really been playing a lot of games. Like, I play WoW every once in a while with my wife, but I've been trying to like spend more time with my wife and spend more time at work so that I can get enough money together to go see my dad. And that shit is, it's crazy draining, right? But it's like, that's the decision I have to make. And it's easy to say shit like, well, money, I mean, that's your family, you know, money's no object. Yeah, but rent is an object, right? And I can't like not pay rent or not pay my bills because I need to go see my dad. And so like, I have to make enough money to do both things. And I'm already like working as much as I am because we're in some debt and we're trying to kind of clear that up. So it's like, in the middle of doing that, I need to incur even more debt to fuck. So it's an interesting decision, and it's something that I gotta live with, right? If I decide not to go see him, I gotta live with that the rest of my life. That my dad was on his deathbed and I had to fucking go to work and not see him. And if I decide to see him and then he turns around and like, I don't want to be in a position where I can't afford to go to the funeral. So it's just like, I don't know, Liz. And I don't mean to burden you with all that shit. Like, it's my decision and I gotta deal with it. It's just, that's one of the reasons why I haven't really been around, because it's like, there's a lot of shit going on and I gotta figure it out, you know? And my wife has been super supportive and she'll do whatever I tell, you know, she'll support me in whatever I say. But she's also, I mean, she's working 14 hours today. She's working 14 hours tomorrow. She picks up all these extra shifts because we're trying to have the flexibility to do this. And I'm doing the same shit. And it's like, we're fucking killing ourselves based on being able to go out there and see this man's face for a day. And then go out there again and help bury him. Like, it's fucking wild, dude. It's wild. So, having all that said, and I haven't even gotten into, like, you know, who my dad is to me and the relationship that we have, and, you know, the idea that I haven't even, like, really put a lot of thought in the fact that he's dying, right? Like, I haven't even gotten to that yet. There's all this drama in front of it that I haven't even let myself think about the fact that, there's this guy that's been in my life my entire life. You know, like I can't even think about that yet. So this shit is wild. It's a heavy situation. And again, I'm not saying anything for you or for anybody who may be lurking to like burden you with that. That's just what's going on.
You are currently ranked in the top 100,000 in North America.
We are playing Sagat. Sagat is, what do we know about Sagat? He's got long limbs, he's got a good fireball game, and this guy is super silver, which means he's probably not going to be jumping all over the place.
Round 1.
He's got a good DP, and he picked the raining stage! What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, shit. I'm backed into a corner. This is no good. Lot of patience there. A lot of patience.
Round 2.
13 seconds left on the clock. Very, very patient. Oh, he's gonna start jumping in on me. Yeah, he's gonna do a lot of jumping in now. How? Gonna do that. Yeah, 100%. What? There we go. Whew. 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 Absolutely.
You win.
100% fan. Like, you know, this was happening right now. I can't do nothing but chill. Like, I can't do nothing but be chill about it. So 97 delectable points. Hey bro, if you don't like playing with me, man, if you don't like the lag, maybe you should pick fucking training stage. Pick the training stage, man. Okay. I like that. Good. I like that too. His limbs are so long. What? Hello? No! I could have beat him, dude. I could have beat him.
Round 2.
That Gohada was supposed to go right into the deep end. That was not what I wanted. I don't understand. How the fuck? Meaty. Hello? He's dead. He's dead, boys. Woo.
Final round.
You blight my vision. I don't agree. I don't agree. Hello? Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh, this game.
You lose.
I don't understand. This game, dude. Alright. It's the most selectively laggy game ever. Have a really good match, and then, like, you need to do something to win the game, and it's like, what? Did you mean lag? Oh, yeah. I got that for you, buddy.
Fight.
Patient. You gotta be patient. That's not what I wanted. That's also not what I wanted. So yeah, this game isn't for me either, buddy. 100%. I am trash at this game. And I can't be better. Like, I try really hard. No. Yes, bitch. Woo.
Round 2. Fight.
How? See ya. Urachiba. How? How? How did that happen? I can't punish landing frames? Here we go. Go Hado.
You win.
He was gonna try and throw me. I bet you money. Go Hado. Alright, we got him 2-1. This is as good as it gets for me, right? Well, since it's approaching 9 o'clock my time. Are we in the same time zone? I'm central. I don't think we are. Well, you're in Texas on the island, right? So it's kind of ambiguous. You could be a little further But I think you're in the central time zone, yeah? Oh, shit. This is some, like, old school Nintendo video game shit right here. Let's go, let's go. So, you got about an hour before you get off. I'll play a little bit more, and maybe I'll switch games. I don't know. What other games? I think I have some other games that I could play. I could play Dauntless. That's an interesting game that is just Monster Hunter Light. I don't know if you've checked out Dauntless, but it's another one of those games that it's just like Monster Hunter is so fucking good. If you haven't played Monster Hunter, you should do it. It has the single player elements, but it also has like a small contained multiplayer that is not PvP, that is very, very, very good. I have played more fucking Akumas today. Like, Jesus. I think the only non-Shoto we've played all day
You are
is
close to
Karin.
ranking in the
Once.
top 50,000 in North America.
Alright, so, Paradox. What do we know about Akuma? We know Akuma is a glass cannon. We know he has the air fireball. We know that his standing high kick is negative. Really... Hello? Hey, we don't stand and wait.
KO.
What are we doing? I play Monster Hunter, so I refuse to play Dauntless. That makes sense to me.
Blight my vision. Round 2.
Dauntless is...
Fight.
So if Fortnite made Monster Hunter, that's kind of what it is, right?
Perfect KO.
Like, I'm taking them points, my boy. Fuck is
You win.
Yes, you would get good viewership. If Fortnite made Monster Hunter, that's pretty much what Dauntless is. It is a complete ripoff of Monster Hunter, but it's more accessible than Monster Hunter is. Because the animation style's a little different. It's a little smoother, in my opinion. It's not as blocky as Monster Hunter is. Monster Hunter, from what I remember of Dauntless, it's not quite as involved. Like Monster Hunter, you had all these different like elements and affinity and all of this stuff that you could like customize and build, and I don't think that it gets that deep in Dauntless. Also, all of the weapon types are almost like rips off of Monster Hunter, and I feel like there isn't as much support. Like the monster, you could build almost any class as a supportive class with different gems and things like that. You also had the Horn, which was pretty much a support class within itself, but it also had some offensive capabilities and solo capabilities. With Dauntless, I haven't seen anything that's really support. There really isn't a good way to heal yourself. You get like, I think, 2 or 3 potions, and there's like a rift in the ground that you can go to and it heals you, and that's it. The other thing that I think is really, really awesome with Monster Hunter is you can like bring supplies and make shit on the fly, which is fucking dope. Like that game is so good. I might have to actually play it. It's been a long time since I played that game. I'm going to take a quick break, hit the bathroom, and then I'm going to probably pop in Monster Hunter and play that for a bit. Los, if you're still around, dude, you're the man. You already know that. I'll be back in just a second.